Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes. Alongside me is Jedi Bill, and welcome to our review of
Howdy, partners.
Owen Conway's 2023 horror western Ghost Town, which we just viewed over on Western Cinema Sunday. And well, since this is a new movie, we had some thoughts on it. And Bill, why don't you go over the plot of the movie real quick?
Part of the movie is a drifter takes a job in a burned man small town in 1877 Arizona and finds himself beside some weird supernatural things. And as this movie progresses, it's unrevealed to him just what that supernatural stuff is.
Indeed. This was a movie that I had not heard of actually until you brought it up on last week's show, and we saw the trailer, and I got an idea that it was going to be something of a ghost story, and it is.
Yep.
But just how far down the rabbit hole has our hero, if you can call him that, has fallen, because the lead character of this movie is played by Owen Conway, who's also the writer and director of the film, and he plays Solomon Miller. When we first meet him, he is alone in the desert, basically carrying his saddle and whatever little he might have left on his back. He does not have a horse, and he winds up, as Bill said, in this small town where as spooky stuff starts happening, and he starts wondering, is it actually some kind of a paranormal activity, so to speak, even though obviously at that point in time, those are not the terms he would have for it. Is he dealing with ghosts, or is he just dealing with the ghosts of his own mind? And this is a low budget film. This was a crowd-funded film, and it does show here and there. Because if I remember correctly, during the course of the film, did you recognize that as a set, or did I misunderstand you there, or you had like some idea of where they shot it?
No, I just said it looked like it could be filmed at the local studios here in Tucson.
Yeah. Well, it does have that.
Well, a lot of it looks like my backyard, like right up where I'm living here. So,
but I think in a way that helped.
Yeah,
because the more that Miller starts to feel isolated, and this is going to be a weird comparison. It did remind me a little bit of The Thing, in that you have this man and the assorted townfolk. They do seem isolated. They are away from things, because this is a town where you have a saloon where a bulk of the action takes place.
Yeah,
you've got a like a couple of shacks, you have a church, you have an outhouse, and that's pretty much all you see.
Yeah.
You know. And so when some people do show up at various points in the movie, you start to wonder, wait a minute, where'd you come from?
Yeah.
Because we see like the main street of this town, and that's kind of pretty much all we see. And there are other places that I suppose are alluded to.
Mm-hmm.
But they this is a movie that pretty much they had to kind of go with what they had. It is a low budget movie,
yeah.
And one of the things that I was worried about going in was it going to look like one? And yeah, while it does, that helped it in a way,
Mm-hmm.
established the fact that like the title says, it is a ghost town, and it's not only kind of figuratively, it's literally as well.
Yep.
This is a town where life has seemed to have passed it by, and and the town folk pretty much act accordingly.
Yeah.
When Solomon Miller enters town, he's not exactly welcomed with open arms. He's met with open hostility.
Yeah.
To be frank about it, and he does manage to get a job as a barkeep in this saloon with owned by like the worst boss imaginable.
Yeah.
This fella Hagen is played by an actor named Robert Sprayberry, and he's just straight up a mean old bastard, and is in a lot of ways, until the paranormal stuff does start happening. He is, in my opinion, kind of the antagonist of the film.
Yeah.
He might tell you to F off. He might just shoot you. You don't really know.
Yeah. Or dock your pay.
Which he threatens to do and does do on many occasions.
Yeah.
And even during the brief moments where he does show a kindness towards Solomon, even then you're kind of left to wonder, is this a trick? Who are you and what have you done with Hagen? And and yeah, characters come and go, and characters kind of slip into the room and you don't see them come in, which add to the which kind of adds to the overall dread of the movie. And hello to Connie. And Connie saw this movie with us, so she knows what we're talking about. And this movie is an odd one, and I don't want to go into. I don't want to totally go into spoilers, but I would say this is probably very much in the vein of Carnival of Souls. In my opinion.
As Westerns go and an independent film, it wasn't terrible.
It's not
I kind of expected it to be more worse than what we watched the previous week.
Right. And for those who don't know, last week we watched a movie called Ghost Riders from 1987. Yep. And it's probably my favorite show that we've ever done because I have not laughed harder at a movie than we did that week.
Right.
I am still laughing about that movie when I think about it. And how Mystery Science Theater did not get a hold of that movie.
Yeah.
Get me Mike Nelson. Come on. Let's get Kevin and Bill in here. Let's do a damn show. I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went into this movie not really knowing what we were really going to get into because I've looked for information on this movie. There is a trailer. I know that the movie was crowdfunded.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, there's very little to go on. As far as behind the scenes. So, aside from the trailer, which really, honestly, really does not give away the store, which was an interesting thing. It's a trailer. It did not really give the movie away at all.
Yeah.
Which I was thankful for. That's really all that we had to go on. We knew that it was a Western. We knew it was a ghost story. That was really it.
Mm-hmm.
But it turned out to be pretty interesting. And
yeah,
it did have this I don't want to say religious message to it because that would be kind of overselling it a bit.
Yeah.
But there is a point in the movie, where Solomon is asked, are you a God-fearing man? Have you been a sinner? And how much is that going to play into what is happening to him in this town? And hello to JPRPH1. So this is not a faith-based movie. I don't want to give off that impression. It's not. It's an R-rated film, and it earns the R rating. There are pretty much F-bombs every other word. People do bleed when they're shot, So, this is not a Pure Flix movie or anything. So just don't get me wrong. But there is a religious subtext to it, and that does kind of play into things. I will say that. But really at its heart, it is a ghost story. And whether or not this man is kind of drifting through life as if he's a ghost. Because when we first meet him, he's walking through the desert. Like I said, he's carrying his saddle. His horse is dead, as we find out later. So you get the idea right away. This is a guy who he's seen some shit, before we even meet him. So you're kind of wondering, at the beginning, where is he coming? Where does he come from? How did he get to this point in life where we find him? And they could almost in a way do a prequel in a way. Not that I'm necessarily asking for one or that I think the movie needs one, but you can kind of almost make up your own story based on what we find out about him later on, and this guy's got some layers. He's not so much the good guy, but he is as compared to most of the town folk, and we get the idea that he wants to be or once was. We do kind of get some hints that he was on the straight and narrow at one point in his life, and then things went sideways for him, and here he is, and he's in this situation. And like the rest of us, when you watch the movie, trying to figure out just what the hell is going on. And when we do find out, you see just how far down the rabbit hole he's gone, So, yeah, interesting movie. I'm giving this a mild recommend. As Bill has put in the chat, this is a movie that is available on Vudu.
Free with ads, yeah.
Free with ads. So,
and it's not terrible. I thought
it's not.
I thought the acting, was pretty good. I didn't find the acting atrocious or like super terrible. The characters are actually likable for the most part.
Yeah. There's a few that are not really this guy, but there is one actor in it who maybe overcooks it in places, but you kind of get the idea that the character was maybe written that way. So, and we brought that up during the show, but yeah, this one was a bit of a surprise. I didn't hate it. I was engaged the whole time, and when
I've seen worse. I've seen so much worse.
There's been worse this year for sure,
and so much worse acting too. So I've even seen stories that were so much terrible than this.
And hello to Emotionally Unstable Amphibian.
It was perfect for the holiday season. That's for Halloween coming up, being that it's a Western and it's an independent film by an independent filmmaker. Because this, that doesn't have the big studio budget or any major studios or major players backing the filmmakers and the way they brought it to us was quite exceptional.
You can tell some work went into it. This wasn't just like let's go and dash off some 70-minute movie and put it on Amazon. This is definitely a step above that, I think.
Yes.
So, yeah. And hello to Shrek PMC.
Hello, Shrek.
So,
Connie says she's definitely seen worse.
She's seen one. Yeah. Not the best movie ever made. Not trying to be, but it's not bad for what it is. and
Yeah.
I think it's definitely worth a rental.
Well, with it being free on Vudu, you don't even have to.
Don't even have to do that really.
Just
So
just have
yeah,
to
um,
watch a few ads here and there.
and the movie runs about just a shade over 90 minutes, so it doesn't outstay
Yeah.
its welcome.
Yeah, it's not a long one at all.
No.
The official runtime is 1 hour 33 minutes.
Mhm. All right. So, any final thoughts, Bill?
Well, I think after we watch it, I said I give it out of 1 out of 10 score. I give it a 6. I'm gonna knock that 6 a little bit back down to about a 5 out of 10. I mean, because like there's so many other films that I've so much worse, and
Mhm.
this is neither here or there. It's kind of right in the middle,
Mhm.
and it wasn't terrible. So
Yeah.
I'd give it an honest 5 out of 10.
I'd maybe go. I'd maybe go about a 6. To me it did. There are a couple of bits that threw me. Is like it's
Mm.
kind of because there is kind of a weird twist at the end. I mean, it does get explained, but it does end a little weird. I'll give it that. That kind of knocked it back a bit for me. But I was with it. I was engaged. I wasn't. I wasn't
Yeah.
bored by it.
Yeah, I didn't find myself bored at all.
No.
It's kind of a story that keeps you like, hmm,
Mhm.
wow, this is intriguing, and I
It
want to
is.
see it through.
It is. It is very much in the vein of like a Twilight Zone,
Yeah,
or
no,
you know,
that's on the nose description.
yeah,
Like it's like
it
an
is.
hour
But
33 minute episode of the Twilight Zone.
yeah. Uh, Mostly unstable amphibian says, really high at the moment and can't sleep. Well, okay, just be careful. Last night I watched Five Nights at Freddy's, Exorcist Believer, The Nun 2, Boogeyman, and Talk to Me all in one night.
Wow.
Wow, Jesus. I
Yeah.
started Saw 10, but switched it off after 10 minutes. Yeah, maybe just slow it down. Maybe not so many in one night. I wouldn't have tried watching all of those in one night.
Yeah.
If I had started with Exorcist Believer, I probably would have said, okay, I'm done for tonight. But nah, in a good way. No, something I would do. Yeah, yeah. And one thing we've come to learn about Connie over the last couple of weeks, he's something of a horror fan. you know,
Mhm.
um, which you wouldn't necessarily tell based on her channel content, but yeah, Connie was in there all the way with us on this movie, so I'm glad that that the group found it, at least for the most part, entertaining. So yeah. So yeah, okay. Ghost Town.
Yep.
Um,
Definitely one to watch when you absolutely have nothing better to do and you have some time to kill. It's a great little cool little western slash horror film.
Yeah, give it a look. And there is a shootout scene in the saloon that actually does have some genuine tension to it.
Yeah.
And there, in my opinion, there's more that works in this movie than doesn't work, and that's why I'm giving it at least a mild recommend. It's on VOD. You got easy access. It like Bill said, it is free on Vudu with ads.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no excuse not to give it a look.
Yep.
Yeah. And Words and Pictures, hello. Words and Pictures joining us from the UK.
Yeah. Hello again.
Who was a regular in our Sunday chat. You said you'd watch it again. All right, Ghost Town. Gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Bill, do you have anything coming up?
Nope. I'm just taking it easy tonight.
All righty. Well, I have Unscripted coming up in about an hour and 12 minutes. So I'm going to get a quick dinner and start that show off. It's episode 37. The Race is On, where I'm going to be, it's award season time again. So I'm going to be prognosticating on some movies I think might get nominated and why. That, of course, is the lead into Geeky Geezers over on Aged Boomers channel, where they're going to be, it's going to be Aged Boomer and Troy Pacelli. Unfortunately, there are some in memoriams this week, as we all well know. And they're going to go over the news of the week as well. So stay tuned for that show. And then get yourself a beverage and a snack. And come back over here to my channel for the other side of midnight, where Big Al Presents is going to be joining me. Stay tuned Tuesday night at 8:30, where Troy and Boomer and Netters Network are going to be joining me for episode 2 of Live from Sparkwood in 21, which, of course, is our new series, a retrospective of Twin Peaks. And stay tuned to my channel, because I have some reviews coming up, including one that I'm going to be dropping for Five Nights at Freddy's. Stay tuned to my community page for the time. I might do it tonight after the midnight show. If not, then I'll be doing it tomorrow night. But stay tuned for stay tuned to the channel, and you'll get the 411.
Groovy.
All right. Any last words, Bill?
Nope. Just if you want to have Gander, go on over there to Vudu. They have it for free. And join us each and every Sunday for Western Cinema Presents, not new Western or an old Western.
Mhm.
We have a lot of fun.
And hello, Lady Mist. And Western Cinema Sunday, 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central. And next week's movie is going to be
Cahill.
no,
Cahill with John
yes,
Wayne, U.S. Marshal.
Mhm. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank everybody who is here in the chat: Connie Cleary, Lady Mist, Words and Pictures, Emotionally Unstable Amphibian, JPRPH1, Shrek PMC. All right. Everybody lurking in the background, totally fine. You don't have to engage in the chat, just as long as you enjoyed the show. Hit the like, share out the stream. We were simulcasting both here and on Bill's channel.
Yep.
So give him a thumbs up for this review as well and share that out. All right. From HQ and our second home office in Arizona, take care, stay strong, support independent creators, because this is how we win.
See you later, folks.